Okay, so do you remember last video when I made a dramatic reveal? It's time for another dramatic reveal. I am getting better, and also I should explain what I'm doing and what that means. This business, and it's a system I came up with, which I think is quite innovative. So I shave off my beard towards evening, later in the day, and then I leave the mustache, and I feel very refreshed. I feel really fresh, like I just shaved, lost that big beard. It feels really nice. Beard was me saving it for later, so when I woke up this morning and I shaved off my mustache, oh, fresh, no mustache. It's nice. So that's what I was doing, and I think it was quite novel. So now you know that. I know yesterday I talked a lot, and yeah, I guess it went on for a while because since I realized I actually had people who view this for some reason, I should give all the context of what's going on. So that's kind of what that was, I guess. Bit of an info dump, which is another thing that apparently is connected to autism. I guess it kind of makes sense in a way. I do a lot of tangents and info dumps. That's why I think a lot of people like my writing, because the more I think about a subject, the more I can just write about it and kind of analyze it deeper and deeper. And I'm not saying all the analysis is significant or worth hearing, but sometimes it seems to bring a different perspective to it that people appreciate. Sometimes there's a little bit more definition and detail to it, and it makes people wonder about things, and there are actually a lot of interesting ways to examine something logically. So like, I don't know, I should take an example. This ring, right? This is a nice ring. Friend of mine's a jewelsmith. It's not worth a lot of money. It's I think steel and crystalline, I think it's called. But it looks absolutely beautiful. It's very nice quality as well. So I got a very good deal on it, and I quite like it. But alright, so let's say we're thinking about this ring. So first of all, you can examine it with different properties. So you can use this for any subject, whatever you like. So first, we can look at what the ring means in a logical sense. And since it is an inert object, the ring, it has no meaning besides the meaning codified into language, I suppose, which is based on how we observe it. So, logically, the ring means that it is a ring-like object that sufficiently satisfies our perceptive needs of what a ring is. So that's not very useful as a bad example, but so you can examine it that way. You can look at it in an abstract way. You can look at an object in an abstract way. So you can look at it. So what is it? Well, first of all, it's a geometric shape. We call it a ring. So is that it's a valuable. It's a utility. You can sell jewelry, at least if it's expensive jewelry. You can sell it if you need to for emergencies. That's why heirlooms exist and the like. What else is it? You can look at the inverse properties of a ring, and that's where imagination comes in, because what is the inverse properties of a ring? Good luck finding that out. I can think of several ways, like the inverse properties of, say, like a negative space ring. I don't know what negative space is outside of abstract computing simulations, but there's an inverse property, arguably. There is no right answer to what is the inverse of a ring. Another thing would be, for instance, the purpose of a ring to be decorative, to look nice. Perhaps the inverse of a ring is something that clutters things and makes them look disorganized, like a piece of camouflage cloth around your finger. I don't know, but that is the inverse of a ring. And you can look at the opposite of a ring, and that's when things get really interesting. The opposite of a ring can be a lot of things. In my opinion, the polar opposite of a ring is it's hard. I think maybe a sailboat. I think a sailboat might be the opposite of a ring. I mean, I defy you to think of something that could even be less like a ring. But at the same time, maybe the opposite of a ring is something else. Maybe the opposite of a ring is a bracelet or a necklace. Maybe you look at the opposition of sort of dualities and relationships, and then suddenly it's something else. Maybe the opposite of a ring is square. Maybe, I don't know. But you see what I mean? Like there's little layers you can look at stuff in to figure out what they mean. That's inverse and opposites for you. Part of me feels like I should reshoot all this thing. I should re-record it. I went on this tangent and I wasn't being articulate enough. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm tired of worried of looking a certain way. Well, I just said it matters to me. I don't know if it matters to anyone else, if it's interesting to hear, but it matters to me as I'm, talking about something, and it matters to me. And that's what this is. And it's nice that people are listening. But even so, I should focus on why I'm doing this, so that I don't get too caught up with attention and stuff, because that can really change how a person behaves. And also, I'm learning how to unmask him. Honestly, it's kind of a good way of doing it. So that's good. Even thinking about unmasking, I still get anxious, because I do the thing where I overthink it, where I think like, hang on, wait, am I masking? Am I unmasking? Or am I trying to look unmasked? Or am I just kind of, and so forth. But yeah, I've also noticed with the stimming, that stimming really reduces my need for cigarettes. And I bet the reason why, because there is actually a very high likelihood of being a smoker if you have autism. And I think the reason why is probably because a lot of us don't stim enough. And I realized that when I do it, one of my favorite methods of sort of dedicated stimming is to just kind of do this with my knuckles, just kind of like that, almost like a cricket. And I don't know why, if it's the nerves in this sort of area or whatever, but it just really calms me down. It feels like, I don't even know how to explain it. It feels a bit like you're washing your spirit clean. Like it feels like something releases out of you and you feel refreshed and so on. Like you lose all your tension. You suddenly notice that you have a bunch of pain and it just went away. Like right now my chest hurts, and if I do this for a bit, it starts to release, and it gets rid of so much stuff like fear or anger, discomfort. It gets rid of a lot of things, and it kind of, to me, it explains some stuff that New Age people talk about. Because a lot of their stuff is dealing with anxiety and stress and stuff and all this energies and stuff. And it wasn't until I started stimming that I kind of understood, like, yeah, okay, this kind of feels like a fluid thing that moves through my body. The sensations of relief, the sensations of tension. It feels like something that I can almost feel come out through my fingertips. Like I see where people describe it as an energy. I don't think it is an energy in any meaningful sense, but like metaphorically, how it feels, how you're kind of interacting with it. So that's been interesting and insightful. I mostly did modding today. Been working a lot. Did some admin for my Patreon page, which is actually growing really nicely, beyond my expectations. To be honest, it's nice to see people be so kind. Although I also hope it's because people genuinely like my mods. Like I've said to people, I don't want to just be like a charity case or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with anyone needing charity or receiving it, but I just mean I'd feel bad doing that, since I can in fact reciprocate and put the work in and do something that people enjoy. Do something for people to make their lives better. I mean, that's all working is, really. I mean, it has to get you paid as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to be a professional modder, and I think I'm going to be okay. It's a lot of work, but I'm getting there. And yeah, I'm tired now, so I'm gonna go to sleep. But it was nice seeing you all again, I guess, assuming that's the case. So until next time, take care.